I tried to start Outer Worlds and it like completely broke my computer.
Yikes. I only ended up getting this about a third done.
There, stop that. If you can hear me, I can't hear you right now. My thing's glitching out too bad. Oh, loading. I was about to task manager close it, but it looks like it. I see a cursor now on the black screen.
Can you hear yet?
GeForce Experience. Press Alt Q. The AMD Ryzen. Oh, I see the game. Can I hear you yet?
I don't know. Can you?
I can hear you. Yo, we're all good.
What I was saying is I only got a third of it done. Between Rooster Teeth shutting down and obsessively archiving and then everyone being sick.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like Pokemon types. There's 6 colors. I only got 2 of the 6 colors done.
It's better than nothing.
Right. Basically, each color has a theme. So, the yellow one is McDonald's, Waffle House, and Big Boy. And, red is our pets that we have and have had. And those are the 2 that we got.
Okay.
How's it going?
Hey.
Currently good. Hopefully it stays that way. I keep having computer strokes.
What are you doing on your computer?
This time I tried to start the Outer Worlds.
Oh.
But once it loaded it seems to have calmed down.
That's good. I was just seeing if Splitgate is still alive.
It is. I played it the other day.
It said you had played recently.
Yeah, I wanted to test it. Because I thought I remembered you saying that they like shut the servers down. It's like, and I needed a game to test. So I was like, I'll check out Splitgate. I've like found the
Well, I'm gonna
match and
check it
stuff
out too.
I was like shocked.
Hey, David, have you ever heard of Disney Lorcana?
No.
It's a Disney card game, basically. It's kind of similar to Magic the Gathering.
Cool.
But Eclipse is obsessed with it.
That's awesome.
And her birthday's tomorrow. So I'm making her a custom set of cards.
That's awesome. Are they gonna work for the game?
You can't, obviously they're fake, so you can't use them in like a real thing. But I gave them all their effects and stuff to be accurate.
That's awesome.
I only got about a third of them done though because everyone has been sick here and everything.
And
I don't know, you probably haven't heard about all that.
I was reading you guys briefly talking about it in the chats.
Yeah, since the beginning of March, Oliver has had a virus and had the flu twice.
Damn. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second.
The kids in his class probably think he dropped out.
Alright, we're making my character. Strength dexterity, intelligence, perception, charms, temper.
What school does he go to normally?
Conneaut, the
Oh,
preschool. there.
nice. Well, I hope that they get better soon. I'd
Yeah.
assume they're already getting better.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
kind of. He just got the flu the second time 2 days ago, so
Oh, I have a question
Oh.
about that.
he's acting a lot better, but he just had some rough diarrhea earlier tonight.
Is it accurate that Grandma and Grandpa are quarantining since they have him?
I don't know.
That's what Andrew said, because we were supposed to go over there for cards like 2 weeks ago, and then everyone got sick, and then we didn't do it, obviously. And then
Right.
we were talking about doing it like maybe this week, but he's like, well, they're quarantining since they were around Oliver, and he's got the flu or something.
I don't know. They haven't explicitly told me that, but I can see them doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave, have I told you what Oliver's been collecting?
What's that?
He's been collecting the Mario Kart Hot Wheels.
Huh.
And like,
Do they look cool?
yeah, they're really cool. There's like the different carts and stuff, and then they also have glider versions.
I'm goated at this game, sorry, but I have
Split
I have a
Family?
1.5 KD.
But my mom's been buying them for him, and I've been buying them, and Eclipse has, and then Luna likes picking them out for him, and my grandparents just started buying them some.
Yeah, and this loser named Nick bottom one, but I guess he doesn't count because he's on the bottom one.
Well, I was getting to
Well, he
that.
is a loser if he needs attention, so.
Yeah, we
Ouch.
bribed Nick into doing it, getting him one.
It wasn't
Nick
really
wanted me to.
bribed. It was more like, I'm not gonna do this thing with you if you don't buy him a toy.
Nick wanted me to help him film some video of his car. And I was like, will you buy Oliver a Hot Wheels if I do it?
Oh, you bribed him.
This is the same guy that's like, yeah, I'll come over to your house and help you look for a game you lost. You have to cook my daughter spaghetti, though. I'm like, what? Sure?
What a weird.
I hate cooking
Spaghetti's
spaghetti
so
with
easy.
a burning passion.
Why? It's easy.
Because it takes so long.
What do you mean? It
Are you
takes 15 minutes.
Are you simmering your water? What do you mean it takes so long? You put it in,
takes
you
15
go
minutes.
do something else, and occasionally stir it, and then it's done.
I don't know. I think I just cooked too many spaghetti noodles at Poly Eyes, and I'm traumatized.
That's respectable.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I just like, not that bad though.
Every time Luna wants spaghetti, I'm like, Luna, literally anything else, please.
What? That's a weird thing to. That's so funny because it's just one pot. It's not a lot of dishes either.
Well,
So
it's
that's
one
another
pot, but
reason.
it's also a strainer thing. That's
Oh,
two
but I
dishes.
never wash my strainer. Like, I mean, you rinse it, but like, what do you need to wash it for?
Yeah, but
Because I mean, it's just gonna get more pasta in it.
That's still a step.
Yeah, oh, you got me there.
No, yeah, I got nothing. Not that.
Yeah, you did.
But what drives me nuts is she only likes spaghetti if you make it. Like, if
Nick makes it.
What? Well, I mean, like, if I buy those frozen spaghetti meals, she doesn't. She
Those
won't
are
eat
gross,
What are you
though.
talking
Those are
about? Frozen
disgusting.
spaghetti?
I respect them.
She's a child. She's not supposed to care about that.
You got me there. You got me
Okay,
there.
hold on a second. That's only true until they're like 3. After
No, that's true up until they're like 11
Nah, ain't
or
no
10.
way.
I mean, you guys were like
Well, I'm
special
still like that.
cases. Yeah, you guys are just
Or no,
special.
I'm sorry. I'm the opposite. I've been picky like since I was 2. I don't eat anything. But
To be fair, Luna is biologically 10 right now, so.
What?
I guess
What?
I never explained that either.
are you checking
She's
the
got
Rangers on?
she's got some kind of hormone thing going on, and basically her bones are currently grown at the rate that she would be 10. Like they did
Got
X-rays
old
and they're like,
bones.
she's got the bones of a 10-year-old.
Is that like okay?
That's we're taking her to a hormone doctor to get it figured out.
My bones are too big.
Basically, that's why my 7-year-old is a moody teenager.
I mean, 10's not a
My
teenager.
bones are too big. Alright, I gotta converse with my father, but best of luck. Best of luck with your illnesses following you, Dylan. I hope they go away.
Me too.
Thanks for stopping.
And I
by.
hope that Eclipse loves the gift. It's
Yeah,
very
I-
thoughtful.
Tell the pups I said hello, and
I will.
Gavin if he's nearby, and
I will.
anyone really.
I just want to tell somebody hi.
Okay. Not anybody. If like your neighbor's over, you don't need to tell him. But like anyone that knows me and I know them, yeah, let them know I'm around and I say hello.
Will do. Will do.
Much appreciated.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night.
See you later.
Food additive tester. that's a perk I can get. Sometimes quality control means sampling delicious borscht. Is that a word? Borst. Hey Siri, what's borscht mean? Of course you give me some stupid Google results. I hate you. Oh, you're listening. I didn't think you heard me. I said I don't like you. Oh, it just shut off. Oh, I'm sorry. Forced.
You remind me of Simon. He goes on his rants about Siri not working right.
I mean, it's completely garbage. Oh, is it a brand? Oh, I think it's a brand in this game.
I guess that would explain why you've not heard of it.
Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. That makes me feel less stupid. Anyway. It's not capitalized. There's no way it's a brand. Anyway, sometimes quality control means sampling a delicious borscht smoothie, but most of the time it means swallowing toxins until you find the one that stays down. You will have a good surprise. Now that your stomach lining has the consistency of a broken-in saddle, it's easy to explore your culinary limit. Aptitude bonus, food effect duration plus 3%. Janitor
Do you have
sanitation class? Corrosion damage recede minus 3%. Do I have what?
Would you have any interest in a Pokemon canvas print?
I mean, if you're giving it away, maybe.
They have them at Meijer right now, marked down to $374.
You have a picture?
They're normal. Yeah, we got a couple. I can send you a picture.
Sure. They're normally how much?
They're normally like $24.
Oh, cool. Subs.
I saw the price tag say $374, and I was like, "There's no way," but there was a way.
Nice.
Yeah, I also got Eclipse a Stitch canvas print thing from Meyer.
Okay, real quick, not to interrupt. I'm gonna read you this definition. You're gonna try to guess what the aptitude bonus is, right? That's basically like, in Skyrim and stuff, how you like every other level you get a perk, or no, this is more like old Fallout style. Every other level you get a perk. You get like the mysterious
Okay.
stranger or lady killer, or perks like that.
Right.
But you don't get them every level. So
Right.
you choose an aptitude when you start this game. So it's like a perk. You get whatever bonus to your skills or whatever. So it's a sub sous chef. The hierarchy of a modern kitchen is a ladder of many rungs. Your role as assistant to the second deputy chef's aide is one of middling distinction, but you are honored to pour your heart into the ritual emptying. Why can I not read? Pour your heart into the ritual emptying of greasy pans and the back-breaking labor of gravy restoration. You're holding out for that advancement to poultry inspection, which is due any year now. What do you think your bonus from that would be?
Health?
Not health.
I'm not entirely sure what the options are.
Just like various skills and like damage negation, or I'll read some of the other ones, like determination +1, drink effect duration +3%, block +1, persuade +1, shock damage received -3, food duration +3, just like stuff like that, just like little random modifiers to your character.
I'm guessing based on your reaction that it's not food duration.
Not food duration.
I have no idea.
One-handed melee +1.
Okay.
I'm like, what? How does that apply? Like, it mentions, you are honored to pour your heart into the ritual emptying of grease pans. Maybe you're whacking people with greasy pans. I don't know.
Your chef's knife?
I mean, I guess. You've cleaned out enough test tubes to develop a keen instinct for what goes in them and why. Maybe you didn't get into this business to mop up the leavings of failed experiments, but that's just part of the job. Even if you can't unsee what happens in the lab, you can at least learn from the mistakes and enjoy some colorful. This one's a pretty easy one to guess. +1 science. The universe operates on laws, and laws require paperwork. Halcyon? Say that. There's no exception. If something isn't stapled, filed, and unfiled, referenced, redacted, certified, indexed, and numbered, then it might as well not exist. Birth certificates included. Called bureaucrat rank. You want to take a guess what the bonus is for this one? I'll give you a hint. It's to a certain skill.
Is it whatever the speech skill is called?
It is not speech.
Is there an intelligence skill?
Potentially, but it's not that.
I don't know then.
Block +1. Cashier, subgrade, supervisory? How do you say that?
Supervisory.
Non-supervisory. No transaction is finished without a smile. You live for the chunk of a bit cartridge getting inserted right side up, the redemption of loyalty points, and the promise of a good day. Come back real soon. Bye-bye now. are more than empty words. They're a promise and a standard you intend on carrying to the front. +1 persuade. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
which one to choose.
I just got done with birthday stuff.
Okay.
I think I am gonna head out so I can watch a little TV before bed.
Will you go clean
Well, that's
those
ready.
games first?
We all start somewhere, I suppose.
Can you remind me tomorrow? Because my stuff's all shut down there.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any funny name or not? Do you have any names for me? You don't need to be.
Willis.
Willis?
Yeah.
Do I need a last name or I'm just rocking Willis? Rocking my
Um,
Willie.
I got nothing for the last name.
Willis McCracken.
That works.
Is that McCracken?
I have no idea.
Do you know the name McCracken?
I do.
Okay. Like I knew a McCracken in school. I wasn't sure if you did it. You knew who I was.
He played on your baseball team, I believe.
Did he?
Or he played in the league at least. Unless they're two different people, but someone with that name played baseball at some point.
Yeah, he could have. His name's Gavin.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I was gonna say that, and then you beat me to it.
Scar or no Scar? Is Willis McCracken has he been through some stuff, or is he?
I'm noscar.com.
What?
Arrested Development.
NoScar.com?
I'm noscar.
Is that I'm Oscar joke?
It was, but it was when they arrested the wrong Saddam Hussein. The real one has a scar, but he had no scar.
Got it. It's a scar or no scar?
Is Willis comparable to Saddam Hussein?
No?
Then no scar.
Okay. Next. What's your name?
Hi, buddy.
Willis. Is that? Here, hold on. Well, I'm on like the last step, and then I'll let you go. But I'm gonna stream so you can see Willis, and you can tell me if I spelled it.
Yeah, that looks right.
Does this guy, when you see this character, does that scream Willis McCracken to you?
Not really.
Dang. I'm gonna Google Willis McCracken. Ancestry.com. Yo, that is the most metal name I've ever heard. This dude's middle name is Ransom. I'm Willis Ransom McCracken. Yo, imagine if the dude's name was Whitney. I can't even say it. Whitney Ransom Merciless. That'd make his name that much harder. Like that's the name that I always remember. You'd be like, "This dude has the most hard name in the planet." Imagine
the most hard last name. His first name is Whitney, though.
Well, yeah. The duality of man.
Right. Speaking of, did you hear the big Texans news?
They got They got a dude from the Bills. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Turns out they can dig it.
Seems so.
It's such a weird world we live in that the Texans are the best hope against the Chiefs. And that's not just me saying as a fan.
Yeah. Well, I'll be rooting for him. I certainly know the Chargers ain't doing anything after they
Right?
cut their entire roster. And it's like, yep, I guess it's a rebuild time.
And it's like, maybe we shouldn't have been hoping for Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be gone by the time they get a team that's half decent again.
Oh.
Like, I just can't. You don't. Yeah. It just upset me.
Probably figured, the Chiefs are winning the division anyway. What's the point of trying?
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't the Broncos don't even have a quarterback right now, do they?
I'm sure they have
Looks to
somebody.
be your lucky day, my friend.
Because they got rid of Wilson.
Did he go to
You
like
know
the
what's
Steelers or
bizarre?
something crazy?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You know what's bizarre? The Steelers currently have two starting quarterbacks from last season, and neither of them was on their team.
Who else do they have?
Justin Fields.
Whatever happened to
there's-
him? Did he turn out to be really good or really bad? This is very important for a reason that you're not gonna.
It's still on the fence, basically.
He wasn't rookie of the year though.
Justin Fields, no.
Shit.
The Magic must not have worked then.
Well, he wasn't. He hasn't been a rookie for like 4 years. So.
Oh yeah, my podcast is 4 years behind. Don't forget.
Oh, right.
They all picked a rookie and
There you are.
they cast
Wondering
Magic
what's going
on him.
eh? Bit of bad
Yeah.
news there, I'm afraid.
And
Your colors
Gavin wasn't there, so they picked one for him. And then it turns out he had like a super funny name. And they were all like, "Oh, we would have known." But it turns out he has a funny thing in his name, but his name's actually like Michael Jones or something.
Well,
They didn't know that.
nice.
It's a whole thing. You really should listen to that.
Oh.
Not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully, I guess we'll see, yes?
Yeah, and the Steelers quarterback from last year is no longer on the team.
I know it's a lot to ask,
Yeah, I
but
saw that.
I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself.
I haven't been closely following stuff, but I've been getting notifications and all that.
My ship is inoperative.
So it's just like, what is going on over there?
Right.
I see we're in position.
Yeah, that's pretty much me and the occasional mention on my other podcasts and stuff that I'm kind of being willed into my. I know it by choice of others.
Just gonna be following football from 4 years ago now.
Go ahead. A little bit. I got the 4
I can
year
tell-
updates there, and I've got the modern day stuff on the hockey podcast.
I can tell you the most recent rookie of the year.
I'm sure you can.
Now, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for
I know it was such a back and forth between the Super Bowl being the worst thing ever, but 3 days earlier was the best NFL honors ever.
One of a kind ship, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. I've also outfitted you with a
I
super
still
wireless
can't
monitor,
believe Patrick
so I can
Mahomes
track
didn't
your
win
progress.
Walter
I'll
Payton
check in
Award.
with you as soon as you land.
If you win any award,
Good luck. I
No, not this year.
colonists
So-
are counting on you.
Ever since they announced the nominees at like mid-season, I was like, well, I know who's winning it.
has he? Has there ever been a person in pro sports that you've hated as much as Patrick Mahomes? Or I guess let me not necessarily a person, but an entity. So the New England Patriots in 2008 would count. But I don't know if we hated them as much as
Hawthorne should be close by.
we
Yeah,
hated Mahomes.
that's what I said is,
that him?
as much as I despise the Patriots, I hate the Chiefs more.
Away, not stand there holding it.
Do you hate the Chiefs or do you hate Mahomes?
Go to waste.
I hate Mahomes as a player. As a person, I don't have a problem with him.
Not sure I trusted.
I think I hate him as a person more than a player. Because I respect the player that's like amazing.
Nasty way to go.
But that's the problem, is he's
He's
so
so
annoying.
arrogant.
Like, he's impossible to tackle. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
that too. Yeah,
I'm so sick of this.
I hate mobile quarterbacks. That's why I whenever Herbert will do a big run, I'm like, this is amazing, but I hate that I like this.
Right.
Any other scenario, I hate this.
See,
But this
that's the
game is
weird thing.
running so well. This is absolutely blowing my mind. Sorry.
There's a lot of mobile quarterbacks I don't like, but there's also some I do.
Well, yeah, the ones that play for teams you enjoy are good.
Well, like Justin Fields, I don't have a problem with, and like Jalen Hurts, I don't have a problem with. Lamar's okay unless he's playing the Texans.
Yeah.
Or if he's playing the Chiefs, because then he sucks.
Wait, what? Why is that good?
I was saying he's okay unless he's playing the Texans.
Oh, so he's okay unless he's playing.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
My anti-49ers is really going to kick in because that's where Zach Wilson went.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Jets think they're going to do.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh,
All right.
stinks.
Well, that's about all I needed. I should probably be going to bed.
Okay. Tomorrow's what? Friday?
This little exchange for my report.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you after 4 to download those games.
Help.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you probably. Okay, well, here's a quick question about playing PC games. And then I'll let you go. So, Outer Worlds on Xbox. We have it because it's in Game Pass, or at least it was. I don't know if it's still.
It should stay. It's a Microsoft owned.
Oh, right. So, assuming it's still there, which you said it should be, which I would agree it should be. The DLC is not part of that.
Right.
You just have the base game. Spacer's Choice Edition is what's free on Epic, which includes DLC. Which would you play, knowing that you can plug a controller in? I would say you probably would pick Xbox, since your computer probably can't handle it. But playing this on my computer while streaming and doing all this other stuff, I'm getting like crazy frame rates. So apparently this game's like super optimized or something.
I'd still probably say Xbox because there's achievements.
That's sad.
Just being real.
That's yeah. It is what it is. It's just almost not really a point in getting it, but you still should. But all right, I'll let you go to bed then.
All right, talk to you later.
All right. All right.
Bye.
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Seriously? But those marauders will... Ugh. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
I just earned a fine bonus.
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to reject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
I smell blood! Thank you!
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy. I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town.
This is my own
All except
private
Ludwig, that is.
domicile.
He's over by the landing
I'll
pad.
not be harassed. Bitch.
Yeah? Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay. You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the one... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
some sort of freelancer?
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives. What's on your mind? I paid his burial fees, didn't I? Let the dead sleep.
Ooh. Not take big falls in this game.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
At least you got your
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. I have to be, if only to prepare myself for my inevitable dressing down at the hands of corporate. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. with my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers! No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable. And become the town pariah? I'm already the oldest worker in town. I don't need to give him another reason to avoid me. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't ya? Do a good turn for an expiring old man? Couple hours out of your day and some light second-story work, that's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. I tried medicating myself with Adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy. It is what it is. Town's got a limited supply of medicine. Medicine better spent on a body stronger and younger than mine. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law-breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. That's all I can ask of you.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the business, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known I saved a life. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend along in the business.
What's that noise? Tear them apart! Stay away!
Wish we had some better rations.
At least you got your health. Oh, sweet merciful law! A marauder's in my domicile! Oh, wait. It's just you. Nearest killed me with fright. At least I know I ain't hallucinating. You need something? Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. I don't know what that means. Is that some sort of medical condition? Is my plague getting worse or something? Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got. You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets. Nothing like a good hit of ampicillin. Feels like warm, liquid sunlight running through your veins. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. I put a few bits aside for my grave. Not that I'll be seeing the inside of it anytime soon. What with being on the mend.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars. Pray to the law that you never do. A mechanical never forgets the face of its enemy. First they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol. What can I do for you?
Hey, your shit, bro.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients. You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners, skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
What can I do for you? I saw that. What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this. What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I? Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide. What can I do for you?
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing, far as rumors go. There a reason you asking? Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor at that. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some Zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and Colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble. Trouble's in the asking. Or don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Frankly, neither do I.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this with less the grease monkey, Argo. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker? Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator, and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. Alls I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. What? No! I don't want to burn it! I would never... I just want to keep the writing out of laymen's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Where are we headed? That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, but the machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. I think there's something higher and greater than us. But I don't feel it when I'm in the mission.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Much obliged.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. You've seen that miserable excuse for it. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. So, what do you say? Divert power over to us. Shut down that abominable cannery for good. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Where are we headed?
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Shit!
Yeah, huh? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. Thomas always listened to me. Never said I was odd, never tried to... I just want to think of him like that. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Did not mean to do that shit. There she goes. Sorry, bro. We didn't mean it. I'll just be on my way. What happened again? Sorry.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
That looks like a bad idea.
Thanks, baby.
Look out!
Hit him with it again.
System alert. Security patrol.
Get him.
All right.
This game's amazing. How do I get in? Whoa. The game can't handle this fast-paced combat.
Oh, we're full.
Oh!
Wires for adjacent automat. Searching for unknown.
Fuck him up. That go boom? Yeah, it goes boom.
Security patrol initiated.
Bam. I was gonna do that in like 3 less BAMs, but hey, we got there. Buddy, where are you? There you go. Hello. In we go.
Something you need? The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Something you need?
I want to know what you think. You know, get his ass.
Here we go! Don't mess with us.
Where did I just redirect that to? Okay.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough. Where are we headed? Don't mess with us. Here they come.
What? Hello.
No, 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 just leave me alone.
Oh, just trying to talk.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Yeah, no, I just want to find this dude though.
Not real. You're not real.
I am a real mofo.
No, 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 just leave me alone.
Hey.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Sprats are an excellent source for my daily recommended intake of mercury. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Unexpected.
Incoming!
Security patrol initiated.
Oh shit.
Just two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Veil? Yeah, huh?
Why do you have conversation starters if I can't talk?
When to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Veil? Yeah, huh?
Stop saying that.
Unexecuted.
Watch out!
Are y'all supposed to be fighting each other?
Yeah, huh?
Processing.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
I gotta pee. When in doubt, get that shit. Oh yeah. Act your bitch ass out.
Nice work.
You too. I was like, boing. Oh, I missed. I was like, boing. What the hell? Fuck it. Oh, I was gonna shoot that one too. I ran out of bullets. You have bullets. Need bullets. Bullets. Yes, you do. I will take some more, please. Thank you. You like one of these? Get the hell out of here. Yo, I'm really sorry. Don't hate me. Thomas, I got a thing for you. But
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. No kidding. Really? Well, which one? The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible! You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater's cemetery's got corpses aplenty, enough for a generation's worth of crops. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I did not mean to. I didn't know it was gonna. I thought it was just gonna be like ammo or. Ah, shit. Alright.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater stands for, hates what that town does to people. We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back to Edgewater, we may as... You know where to find me.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild Canids, on the other hand. The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be... Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Appreciate it. Honest. I'll tell you what... Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. Little ways ago, she was always obsessing over her serial dramas. What is it?
Damn.
Okay, keep it quiet. Attacking! Here I go! Nothing personal, I swear. I don't know where anything. Quick!
Kill your asshole. I'll take a golden assault rifle. Is that not special assault rifle I just picked up? Where is this asshole at?
Put that away! You're making me nervous.
Excuse me?
Wow! You put those marauders in the dirt quicker than the masked marketeer. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious. Oh, you mean around these guys? The marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically... I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
My bad, girl. I didn't mean to slip that off on you. I beat her froze.
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now. We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you. The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again. Edgewater's not just a town to Adelaide. It's a symbol of everything that's wrong with this colony. A big, heartless machine. We're the closest thing Adelaide's got to a... Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they don't care much for me. Something you need?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all... Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see that. Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows up. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is... Go ahead. I appreciate what you've done for us. Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna camp. Health is a state of mind, friend. Afflictions in one's body are reflections of a... Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you. You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, no such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague. I have always tried to do right by my town.
Where are we headed?
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
out my sight.
Somebody's been spinning a tale about a lost colony ship. Talk like that'll get you reported real quick. Yeah? Didn't anyone ever tell you not to go rifling through other people's correspondence? Excuse you. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein. Never mind.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit. Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town. Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family.
Never liked Reed much. Can't say I'm sorry.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Keep your wits about you, friend. Keep your wits about you.